Hi everyone, this is Juan CL again, and now I'm really glad that I'm able to do another Star Wars review, and this is of course the second film of the original trilogy, The Empire Strikes Back, made back in 1980, 3 years after the first movie, A New Hope. Everyone knows that this is probably the greatest Star Wars film ever made, especially the greatest sequels of all time, period. And I can understand why, because this movie was trying to be darker and try to be a lot more serious and shocking than the original movie, and I got to admit, it has a lot of bright moments and dark moments, and just real iconic scenes like the Battle of Hoth, as well as the introduction of Yoda, and everything else just flat out entertaining. So we already know that, everyone knows that Luke is the main hero of this, as well as Han Solo and Leia and Chewbacca. So we already know also that they're trying to beat the Empire out like in the previous movie, but this time they are going to have to go through another path, because Darth Vader wants to track down Luke Skywalker, and Luke wants to become a Jedi just like his father, so he gets to be trained by Yoda and told by the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi during his time at Hoth. So he meets Yoda, and Yoda tries to insist Luke to stay to continue the training, but Luke thought that his friends are going to get killed by Darth Vader, so he wanted to meet Vader, and next thing you know, the big spoiler alert, Darth Vader is Luke's father. Everyone somewhat knows that already, while others who may not have heard Star Wars period shouldn't have already known that. So it's a big shocker to Luke that Darth Vader is his father. He thought his father was killed by Vader, but really, Darth Vader is the father, not the killer of his father. Which is somewhat interesting to know. I mean, it is kind of an obvious thing now, but back then it's still shocking to hear. And now, as for Han Solo and Leia, they realized the Millennium Falcon was not working right because of their hyperspace thing. Their hyperdrive wasn't really working much until the very end of the movie. It finally got fixed thanks to R2-D2. And while they met Lando while they were at the planet Yavin, of course. No, not Yavin, it's Bespin, there we go, Bespin, sorry. I had to correct myself right there, but yeah, everything else, with all the new characters introduced and new things, just makes this movie worthwhile. I mean, just like how I expected the first movie to be great, this one just ended perfectly. I mean, we already know that we're going to have to see another battle again, because Luke has to get his own arm fixed at the very end, as well as, them saving Han after being frozen into carbonite, because we already know that Han's going to be back to Jabba, but too bad he's now frozen into a little statue made of carbonite. So we're going to have to see that with Return of the Jedi, which has a lot more great moments as well as some of the lowest moments, especially in the special edition version. So yeah, right here that I have is the original non-special edition VHS from 1991. So there's Darth Vader, and then there's Han and Leia being all romantic. I think that's Luke riding a Tauntaun, and there's Yoda, and then there's Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2. And there's the spine right here, sorry about the glare. And then there's the back between Yoda, and then there's also Darth Vader, and I think that's also a Tauntaun once again. And then there's Luke being trapped all the way over there right before the big surprise, the big, action reveal. And here's the special edition version, and then there's Darth Vader again. Han and Leia is about to kiss, and then there's the new shot, the new angle. To be fair, the special edition of Return of the Jedi isn't as annoying as the first movie or even the last movie, because there's not as much annoying CG. At least they added some good things, like for example, they actually made Darth Vader walk into his own ship again, because he magically managed to be back in space by the time when the Millennium Falcon was already out again. And then there's also, in the DVD version, they made Ian McDiarmid play the Emperor instead of the original actor that played the Emperor in the original non-special edition version. Everything else, is alright. The new angles are okay as well, but at least they're not as distracting as the CG from the first movie and the last movie, by the way. So yeah, I'm just very glad to say that The Empire Strikes Back is just a great movie. If you're a big Star Wars fan, you should already know that this movie is one of the greatest of all time, period. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, I just still recommend you to watch the entire trilogy just to get away with it. Just go on and watch it. Even if you don't like it, just watch it overall, period. So yeah, I promise you all I will do more reviews real soon. I'll think of doing a game review next after this, so I hope you all comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more new videos. Peace out, rock on, have a nice day.